All right then, folks. Welcome back to Pushing the Potters for the final time. If you caught our last episode, and you really should do, certainly should catch the last few. We failed. Well, we won in the FA Cup final, as you will have seen, and we failed to win in the Champions League final, which is probably the way round you don't want it. So, what's this video about then? We've got no games. There's no game to bring to you. There's not even any transfer news because we're picking straight up on the day of the Champions League final defeat. So it's still hurting, it's still sore, but we're back. And we're just going to run through basically our history. So this is 2021. Is that our first season in charge? I think it is. You've seen 4 of them. The first was done off air, I suppose, if you like, off camera. For reasons alluding to effectively a bit boring just doing the first season, isn't it? There's no new players. It's just, I mean, we did pretty well, didn't we? You can see there, that's our... I mean, there's another 1 to be handed on there. So we've finished 5 seasons. We finished 3rd, 2nd, first and first in the Premier League, which is pretty good. Our competitions, definitely a good point. You can see we've won and been runners-up a lot in our time. So we picked up, our first possible season was 2017, and what have we done in that time? So we've won... we've won a League Cup, and we've finished runner-up in 2019. So we won it this year, and we're 2nd recently. We won a Checkatrade trophy. Of course, we won a Checkatrade trophy in 2092. I was there in 92. I wasn't in 2000. So we've won it 2 times, the Autoglass Trophy. Nothing to do with me. The Community Shield, we've won twice. Excuse me, I can't read, can I? We've won once and failed to win once. So hopefully we'll win it next year, or this year, as it actually is. FA Cup, 2 winners' medals for that, 2019 and 2021. Runners-up in the Europa League, which I've forgotten about completely, to be honest. So that's 3 European finals without a victory. That's epic, isn't it? That's pretty poor, pretty disappointing to have played in 3 European finals in 5 years and not won a single one. Eternally the bridesmaid, I should say. The Premier League, though, is where it's at. We finished 3rd, as I said, 2017. So inside our 5 years, we've always maintained a position within what you call a successful placement, 3rd, 2nd, or 1st. So that's excellent. That's great. Brilliant. Where are we, though, in terms of our records? Have we broken any? Obviously, our attendances are far higher because we have a massive stadium compared to what we actually do in real life. Average attendance, 38,000. It's not... I don't know if that means we've not been able to get up to higher, you know, to be honest, I thought we'd had full houses every game, 44,165, which you see there. But no, it's surprising perhaps that the highest gate receipts against Peterborough United. You thought maybe one of the Champions League games, but no, Peterborough United attracted the biggest gate receipts in 2020, an FA Cup 3rd round tie. So thank you very much, Peterborough, for the 1.5 mil. We haven't broken any scoring records, although we do have a high scoring league game, but that's not really representative because it only takes into account the save. Our biggest transfer in is Tommy Lamar. Well worth it. You don't need me to go in to tell you. If you need an attacking midfielder and you've got 40-odd million pounds burning a hole in your pocket, this is the lad you want. What a player he's been for us. 44 goals in 86 league games. What a man. All from attacking midfield as well. Gylfi Sigurdsson had quite the season, didn't he? Most goals in a season, he broke the record. 33 goals he got there, Gylfi Sigurdsson. Not bad again for an attacking midfielder. I think a lot of his free kicks. He's not been as good since he kicked off about a move. You can see there his impact certainly this season is gone. His contract is up next year. We definitely need to sell him on. Nothing else really. Kieran Trippier got the highest average rating when he first came in at right back. That was the first season, actually. That was off camera, so you didn't see how good he was. But he's been replaced anyway by Danilo. You can see that Gylfi Sigurdsson not only got 33 goals in that season, he got 18 assists. So 2017-18, wow, that's a lot of assists, isn't it? You can see as well, Trippier got the fastest goal for us, 23 seconds. His strike against Derby County. Jack Butland, 34 clean sheets this season. A legend, an absolute legend. Harry Souttar, the youngest player, we broke that record, and we also got the oldest player, Glenn Whelan, against Ajax in the Europa League quarter-final. Amazing to think that he made it that far. Really. I usually sell him on straight away. Harry Souttar is probably, I think he's moved on. He hasn't moved on. He's moved on quite a lot since we released him. you can see that we released him to Burnley. He's played for Charlton. Well, he's on loan, isn't he? Charlton and Oldham. So he swapped our Premier League place and being loaned out to Oldham, Burnley's Premier League place and being loaned out. He's not going to make it, but he is our youngest goal scorer against Crewe in the League Cup. You can see that we broke a few records as well this season. We got 10 wins in a row. So that's a nice Christmas period, isn't it? Fans will be happy with that. They'll feel unbeatable. Games without losing as well, 2020. So we went, that was another great run, that. Wow. Fortunately, most games without winning and losing. And without scoring. Oh, well, actually, no, without scoring. I don't think, looking at it, I think Stoke have gone more than 2 games without scoring in their history. So I don't think that record is valid, and probably that one as well, the most games without conceding, also not valid for truth. So what have we done in terms of transfers? Highest fees paid, you can see there it's progressed. It's year on year has probably got a little bit higher every time, and then we've steadied the ship over in the last year, just because once you've got the quality in, you don't need to keep investing. So Gerson was a bargain, really, £11 million, and you progress then to assist, or be contributing rather, goals and assists over 50 times in the competitions. So that's a bargain. Milik as well, a bargain, I think, even at 27 million. Tommy Lamar, 38 million out front. That's an absolute steal. Little John, that's John Stones to the unknown. He's been excellent for us. It's worth 42.5 million. He's world-class centre-back. Yes, that's a huge contract that he was on, but it was well worth it. The way he passes the ball and moves the ball, his intelligence on the football pitch has been absolutely fantastic for us, and he's never let us down. 2 years, he's barely missed a game as well. He's never been injured or anything like that, so well worth the bargain price. Nadim Amiri, been a good player, solid player, decent first season with us, 22.5 million. Goals and assists, that's what you want, isn't it? You know, I mean, he's playing in a position that we have a lot of cover for, so good luck to him. And what does that mean to the club then? So as a general there, we've got a lot of our players, almost all of the favoured personnel are our players, our acquisitions, some of the icons as well. We haven't made it to legends. That's me there, that's my name, so yeah, make of that what you will. Alex Telles is in the icons list. I think that's it. You'd have thought Danilo, but Alex Telles has made 107 appearances, I suppose. He came in for an absolute bargain, £8.5 million, and he's consistently delivered 7.6s. He doesn't get the goals or assists. You might think that rating deserves, but I think he's just general passing on the ball and his ability to link up the play to the other wide men. That's where his strength has been. The other players, of course, Ryan Shawcross is a Stoke hero. I'm surprised he's not further up the list, to be honest. You know, he's made over 400 appearances for the club now, and he's still below Alex Telles. Make of that what you will. The other players to make up the list that we signed are Sigurdsson, Trippier, Berardi, Milik, Lamar, Little John, Big John, Vlasic and Danilo. So there's quite a lot that we've managed to squeeze into that list. That's rather pleasing. Ramadan Sobhi went to Real Madrid. He's considering a new contract. He's barely played for them inside the 3 years that he's left us for £59 million. And the first season was okay. Then, he's barely played, as he's 6.55 from 8 appearances and 2 appearances this season. Apparently, he's considering a new contract. It's a player that's just stalled. I would not sign him at this stage unless it was for a bargain. His wages are ridiculous. So, yeah, he ruined his career by going to Real Madrid. Who knew? So, the stadium then, 44,165. We usually fill it, as we were going back to. It is a case that we had discussions over a new stadium. Nothing's come of it. It's not even on this list anymore. The expansion was to take it up to 44,000, and that was 2 years ago, so I don't even know why that's still on the screen. Yeah, I think we do need a bigger stadium. If you look at the statistics, we're getting right into it now. It's on Team Detailed, isn't it? Yes. So, is it? Yes, it is. So, average attendance by capacity, yeah, it is 100%. So we filled it every game. That implies that we need more space. I mean, QPR fill theirs every game, but then I could get that many people in the front room, to be honest. So 44,000. We're the only team with a decent sized stadium who actually fills it every week. Yeah, we need more seats, people. Average attendance puts us 10th, so we're lagging behind, and now we're not even up to Sunderland and Southampton's levels. Newcastle, of course, ahead of us. Obviously, West Ham with their bigger stadium. We're ahead of Chelsea, I suppose. That's something to be thankful for. Indeed. So let's have a look then. What have we lost more than what have we won? Yeah, Champions Leagues. It's gutting. Really is. So that's the final this year. That was the final last year. So 2-1 defeat to Liverpool. This one probably hurts more, in fairness, because we were a little bit better and they down to 10 men as well for most of the, if not all of the second half. The chance was there to go and take it. We just couldn't break them down. In fairness, the team's not that much different. Joe Allen was still in the side, though. Then he now plays for Sunderland, of course. Let's take a quick look around what other clubs have been doing, shall we? So let's see who has won these competitions. Big surprises: Real Madrid and Barcelona dominating in Spain. Although Barcelona finishing third this season, that's a manager sacked, isn't it? Despite having the 3 best average ratings in the division. So there you go. No goals, assumedly. In Italy, it looks like Milan have broken the dominance of the other clubs. Although I say that, Juventus haven't won it since the season started. So perhaps not. Perhaps Milan are going to be the dominant force with Roma and Napoli close behind. The Russian Premier League. Zenit. Okay. Everyone loves the Russian Premier League. The Ligue 1. Monaco in complete control. That's shocking, isn't it, really? You'd have thought that, especially given the players that have lost. I'm trying to find the league. Paris losing out every year, despite getting 99 points. Monaco 107 points. Crazy talk. So yeah, they're always second, a bit like us in the Champions League. So that's more disappointment for them. The Bundesliga, is it Bayern? It is Bayern by a distance. They've won. That's quite a lot. Yeah, that's 10 in a row, isn't it? Why bother anyone else? Why bother? The Eredivisie, Ajax in control after a few years of allowing PSV Eindhoven to borrow the title. That's where we're going next. That's the beta. That's the FM18 beta. Celtic won it for about the last 72 years. We played them a few times, of course, in the Champions League. No threat to us. And Benfica largely in control in Portugal. Ahead of Porto Sporting. No looking, although they finished second this year. Very interesting. Very interesting in a way. No real surprises. Champions League winners. You can see then that Porto won it in the first year. Why couldn't we have faced Porto? They won it after extra time against Real Madrid. They did play a big team, so you can't really complain. Bayern won it 1-0 against Manchester United in the 27-18. Man United won it 1-0 against Paris. Then we lost it 2-1. So they've all been settled by the odd goal. There's been no thumpings in the finals, which is what you want, really. Exciting, close games. So, yeah. Okay. Europa League. Some big teams. Manchester United have won it. Barcelona have won it. Liverpool have won it this year. So they've won the Champions League and then the Europa League, and they probably do it the wrong way round than what you'd want, but European silverware is what you want. That's certainly what I wanted. Got none of it. Absolutely none of it. Gutting. Oh well. Manager of the Year. 3. 3 out of 5. That's not bad. Laurent Blanc won it as Newcastle coach in 18-19, which is A, interesting that he was managing there, and B, interesting also that they managed to do enough to actually secure him winning that. They only won 55% of the games. You'd assume that Malfoy won 71% over both years. So yeah, good year for Newcastle. Let's see how they did, shall we? I'm interested now. It's pulled me right in. 27-18. Was it? Yeah. So they finished. I can't even find them. 12th. Manager of the Year for 12th. It could have been that one. Was it that one? 18-19? 5th? That's more like it, isn't it? Yeah, we'll go. I imagine it's that one. So, yeah. Excellent. It was 28. Yeah, it was 18-19. Arsene Wenger. Is he still at Arsenal? He is. Of course, if you've watched all the way through, you'll know that Arsene Wenger left to become director of football of Arsenal, and his replacement, Jurgen Klopp, was fired, and they brought Arsene back downstairs to steady the ship. He's not left since. So where are they finishing? 4th. Of course, they finished 4th. They won it a few times, but so you can see that was the drop-off season. Finished 8th and now 5th and then 4th. So they're back to where they are now. It's taken them 5 years to return to what they already are. Go on, Arsenal. Apparently, I don't think we can really complain about how the save has gone. It's been excellent. It's been an excellent experience for me, learning how to, trying to learn, still learning how to put these together and build a little bit of a story. I think we've built a bit of a story with the players we've had. There's some exceptional talent in there. I'm sure you'd agree. There's some bit of an FM wonder kid dream team in a way. There's only a few that you'd probably have in there alongside these if you could name them on paper for FM17. So it's been wonderful. I do want to thank everyone who's watched, who's liked, who's subscribed, especially for taking the time to do that said thing. It's been an absolute pleasure. It will continue to be. FM18 is going to be good. The beta should be out soon, I suspect, probably certainly within the next 2 weeks, maybe even the next week. I've got a funny feeling they might aim for half term, which in England, if you are in England, which I assume most of you are, is not this coming week, but the week after. So I think it'll be sort of in 9, 10, 11 days' time. So from the point I'm recording this, of course, which is the 12th of October. So I'm going to be hopefully jumping straight in on that beta. It is going to be Ajax. We're doing it for Johan. So we're going to try and maintain a bit of silverware for the Ajax boys. I may do a bit of a preview video where we look at our possible quality players. So that may come out beforehand. But otherwise, I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for sticking with me for 44 plus whatever episodes it is, I think. And just basically not completely just switching off. Because there were times, let's face it, during the Kiev games especially, that we were all tempted to fall asleep during that one. Yeah. So please do like if you've enjoyed the video as well as the series. Do subscribe. Hopefully FM18 is going to bring a lot more variety, a lot more content to the channel and the other channels as well. There's a lot of fantastic creators out there. So do take the time to go and visit them. A lot of them are on my home page, if you like. The link's down the right-hand bar. Check them all out and subscribe if you're not already. You probably are. If you subscribe to me, you probably subscribe to a lot of them. And do follow me at Knock It Wide on the Twitter as well. More updates coming there very soon. And I will speak to you very soon for the last time. This has been Pushing the Potters. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.